Good morning. I'm Orlo Stitt, and I'm the founder of Stitt Energy Systems and the Stitt Group, and now most recently a new company called Holistically Green Living. So we'd like to introduce you to both our home, which we'll see in a few minutes, and our subdivision, which is South Sun Estates, and this is a sign here showing the entry to the subdivision. All the homes and the lots are controlled for energy efficiency by the covenants. We have a property owners association, and it's very well managed, and the homes are highly efficient and wonderful people. Well, in the covenants we have paragraphs that define what energy efficiency is. We'll show you some of the features as we go forward. But orientation and insulation, and it comes down to what we call the Home Energy Rating System score, kind of like a grade in school. It's like golf, the lower the score, the better. And the minimum that we have in the subdivision is 65. Most homes are well over 100, some in the 125, 135 I want to introduce you to my wife, Mary, and we both want to welcome you to our home and the tour of it and all the features that we can show you in a relatively short amount of time.
Well, I'd like to say that I'm excited to show you, and we are both excited to show what we've done and how exciting it is to live in our home, because it brings nature in and we can see out and we watch the sun and how it changes over the globe, over the year, just all kinds of things, the birds, you name it. It just is, it's a great experience to live here. Well, we have a friend.
Come on in. Things that we have in the house is that it's what we call a home for life, where my wife and I, both in our late 70s, can age in place and stay here, not have to go to a nursing home, not have to go to live with relatives, take care of each other. And so the doors are a little wider. It's barrier free from the back and from the garage. We can walk through. Even the bathroom is barrier free, where we can go to take a shower without having to step or climb. So it's really made to live in. It's a way of thinking. It actually started with my mother when they were in their 80s. And my mother and father built a house when they were 79 and 80 years old. And the reason that they built that house, and this is featured in my book, the reason that they built that house was because they realized that if they didn't do something with the house that they were living in, they were headed to a nursing home, one or the other, or to live with our children. And frankly, none of our children really wanted to accept them as boarders. Not to say that we don't love our family and our parents, but it's really a privilege to just be able to stay where you are with your belongings in place and take care of ourselves first, take care of each other, and age in place, again, to repeat. Handicapped accessible, yes. Universal design, yes. It's all the same thing, but per home, we like the word age in place. So this great room is part of it. Down this way is the master bedroom. There's not one barrier in the main floor. We do have an upstairs, where we can send guests. They have a bathroom and a great room up there, a TV room, I should say, and they can go upstairs. But for us here, we can live totally on this floor. So that's part of how we live and some of the objectives we had in the design when we built this house. Mary and I have built or remodeled 5 different houses over our 55 years of marriage. This is a design that is the summation of everything we've learned and how we want to live and where we want to live. In a passive solar home, one of the things that happens is the winter sun comes in, warms the house, and this is to the south, planned to the south by the covenants and by the way the house is designed and built. So if we let the winter sun in and warm it up with the sunshine, then at night or on a cloudy day, we want to be sure that we save that energy, and we can do that with window shades. And I'm going to show you these 2 types of shades that come up and down, and another one that comes down, which when they're both down with good glass and the right shades, it's really like an insulated wall. So that keeps the heat in, lowers our utility bill, and also gives us privacy. One of the things is that we can heat all 3,300 square feet with this fireplace. It may look like a fireplace, but it heats like a wood stove. And we can still have a mantle and stockings that hang in Christmas time, and for our grandchildren, of course. But anyway, the interesting thing is it provides heat when we do burn the wood, but it also is very nice when our power goes out. On what we call the critical load, a fan that draws air from the highest part of the house. It's actually part of the heating and air system, and we circulate air around, and it heats the whole house. Now, if we don't turn it on, it's not quite the same temperature in the various rooms. But it's comfortable, and we live with it, and amazingly, in such a well-insulated home, the heat just moves because heat wants to go to the colder spots and equal out itself, because that's the way heat works. This is our master bedroom, and we enjoy the size of it. We have a queen-size bed. It would take a king, but we also have a sunburst, which a local artist did for us as a housewarming, and we enjoy that on the wall. But we want to talk a little bit about the shades and the south exposure, but specifically about this split system heat pump, which has no ductwork. It just cools, and it will keep us whatever temperature we want when we sleep. But interestingly, beyond our expectations, with a couple fans, which we can turn on and off, this little unit right here on the wall, 1 ton, will cool most of the 3,000 square feet. So it's amazing what it does. It will work on new houses, maybe 1 or 2 units in the whole house, but it'll also work on retrofitting existing houses where you want to be comfortable, but don't have the ductwork, or at least the proper ductwork, or the circulation, or the insulation, or other things to do it. It's about double the efficiency, of 200% more efficient than central systems, partly because you don't have a ductwork where you have to cram air, which doesn't like to move where you want it to move. It kind of squishes and squirms. And so this system cools you in the place where you want to be comfortable the most. You can even turn this one off and turn another one on as you change your lifestyle from sleeping to dining or working. So it's a major part of the movement to energy efficiency in housing and holistically green living. refrigerator is an Energy Star model. It is highly, highly efficient. Runs all year on like $17 of power. The dishwasher also is an Energy Star, and the thing about it is it has 2 drawers. So when you run it, you can either run it on 1 drawer or 2 drawers. If you have a big family gathering, you'll probably fill up both. But for my wife and I, most of the time, we just run it on 1 drawer. And we use much less water and much less energy. I'd like to explain to you that these are a washer and dryer combo, but they're radically different. They're part of the reason we've gotten to a $14 utility bill. Instead of a resistance heat dryer, it's a heat pump dryer, and it's ventless. We don't have a vent going out to the outside, which dumps all the heat that's been used to dry the clothes to the outside. Like a heat pump, it takes heat out of the air, concentrates it, and dries the clothes. And in the summertime, it helps with the air conditioning. In the wintertime, we probably won't miss it because we heat with the sun and wood. So it's different. The washer is a front loader. My wife has always had a top loader, but this one does an excellent job of cleaning the clothes. And it has a high-speed spin, so when the clothes are ready for the dryer and the cycle's finished, the clothes go into the dryer much drier or better wringed out than they would have been in a regular washing machine. So it's part of the efficiency of a house. It's a choice amongst many that people have when they're choosing to replace or to build new for their appliances. This is a heat pump water heater. Unlike most water heaters that heat the water with either electricity or gas, this one is using the heat from this space, kind of like the washer and dryer, or the dryer. It uses the heat in the air to heat the water. It is 355% more efficient than a regular electric water heater and about 200% more efficient than natural gas. But it uses all clean energy that is generated from the sun. So it's pretty straightforward. It's a little more plumbing than people are used to seeing. We do have a recycling system that circulates the hot water through the pipes during the day when we might be showering or doing laundry. At nighttime, it has a shutoff so that we don't waste the energy at night. As part of our energy efficient lifestyle and holistically green living, Mary and I both drive plug-in hybrid cars. I drive a Chevy Volt, and Mary drives a Toyota Prius Prime. And we plug it in for power. We generate it from sun, from our own solar panels, and we get about 120 plus miles per gallon. But even then, we don't plug it into the utility company. We plug it into our own solar generation. People ask us, is the home really energy efficient? And I think the proof of that question is the utility bills. Not only do we heat and cool our house, but we also power, for the most part, almost completely, 2 plug-in hybrid cars. So when you see the utility bills that I'm about to show you or tell you about, you can understand that we're heating, cooling the house, and powering our car, what we call net zero plus home. This bill is the latest one we got. The actual consumption of power was $13.40. Unbelievable, but that's what it is. The bill just previous to that was exactly the same amount, $14.40.